Canadian wine lovers, this is Lakeside Cellar from Osoyoos, BC, right now. Woohoo! Happy Wine
Hey,
Wednesday, Mira Boucher,
yeah,
Canadian wine lovers. How's
Girl
it
Boucher.
going?
Real
How are
good,
you?
really good. How are you doing after your big birthday dinner last night?
You know what? I'm still full.
The
I'm
first,
still
or sorry,
absolutely full, and
I should
and
I should say the
right?
second of three, right? Because we had one Sunday night. It was like the pre-birthday. Last night was like the real birthday, and then there's the one where all the friends are coming on Friday night.
That's just the beginning of a birthday bash, right? That's how it should be. I
There
know
you
that you
go.
can't wait for August now, but yeah, late June, it's Carl's birthday bash, and we're right in the middle of it. We had an amazing dinner last night. Uh, we'll talk a little bit about the wine that we opened, and at first, I want to say thank you. I'm really humbled by all of the love, all of the birthday wishes, all the love I got yesterday. It was fantastic. First and foremost to you, Mira Boucher, and all the family, the kids, everyone in the family was absolutely amazing, but also all of our members. Oh my God, the birthday wishes that I got from all over the country, but from the wine lovers, it was really humbling, really, really, really appreciate. I feel so loved, and yeah, we are ready to rock on day 2 of Birthday Bash. We're going to taste more wine. We're going to talk about more wines. And also, we're getting ready for Friday because Friday is going to be a heck of a party. I'll tell you one thing.
You betcha, you betcha. So, I mean, we might as well start with the highlight of your birthday last night, wine-wise. No, just kidding. You got
Nah,
pie. You got
okay.
pie.
Yeah, this guy
Uh,
was planning it for a while now. Yeah, yeah.
so there you go. We had fun in many different ways, but yeah, we tasted some
Well,
fantastic
I
wines.
bet that you don't have that video where you're doing the bacon on the floor and on the back of it. I
Right.
bet that
So I
you may have forget that one, right?
I might have. So I didn't have time or didn't feel like wrapping
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
presents. So here's something you can do if you're in that situation. Okay. I did charades and guess the present. Okay. So I gave hints, what the present might be for each of the 6 or 7 gifts. And then everyone had to guess. It was pretty wild fun. I mean, you add wine to that, and
Okay.
it's
You know,
really
like if you take the kids out of the equation, like gift wrapping is overrated, right? It's annoying as shit to wrap the gift. It's annoying to open it. It's annoying to freaking clean the mess after. So why freaking wrapping all of the gift? Okay, if it's not for kids, right? And Mira find the best freaking way to go against that. First and foremost, she didn't have paper, she didn't have wrapping, she didn't have time to wrap it, she didn't have the taste of wrapping it. So you know what? We played guess the gift, and we had a freaking blast. You know what? It just got me thinking for Friday. So, okay, just to bring everything in perspective, Friday we're doing a Chardonnay night at the Boucher place as birthday bash, a birthday night number 17 or whatever numbers it is. But there's going to be a bunch of people bringing Chardonnay. So you know what? Maybe we should play Guess the Chardonnay.
Yeah. I mean, we do have enough
Huh?
brown paper bags that we could blind taste it. That would be really fun.
Anyway, so just a thought, and yeah, so we played guess the gift. It was a lot of fun, and we ended up after with dessert like playing charade. After I cleaned up my face, after the kids like smacked Black Forest cake in my face, but we had a blast. Yeah. I can see my sister-in-law's laughing her butt off right behind here in the previous picture. Yeah, she is sure laughing pretty hard. So it was funny. But couple of highlight wine that we had, and I think the Provenier absolutely over delivered with the steaks. Oh my god, the tenderloin was so freaking good, and yeah, the Provenier, big, bold, juicy, New World style wine, our big red blend from Asturias, absolutely delivered. Also, the Sincera from Howling Bluff, absolutely hit the spot as well. So, and we had a bunch of whites. Then we're going to talk about that. We have, well, you have one of them in your glass right now. So it's the Riverstone Sauvignon Blanc 2022. I said for a while that Riverstone, the 2020 vintage, was one of the best Sauvignon Blanc I had from Canada. Since then, AJ Chaban from Mayhem, like with all of his success that he had with Sauvignon Blanc in New Zealand and all that, he brings a skill. I really like what Mayhem is doing, especially the Anarchy Sauvignon Blanc that we featured a couple weeks ago. But now opening up the new 2022 Riverstone, definitely Riverstone. They're one of the best Sauvignon Blanc producer in the country. Like, there's no doubt about that. Geez, that it's good. It's pure. The flavors are so well defined. The texture with the least stirring, the length, but the explosion is absolute pop. So yeah, this is an absolute gem. And it was great last night, but today even better. Holy moly!
Definitely.
And in the summer we have our second office that we opened during the summer, meaning that the corner of our patio here by the lake, that's where, and for the first time, I took the computer out, and this afternoon, I went for a dip in the lake. I put my computer out there, and I started to do tasting notes, and there was nothing better than Riverstone Sauv Blanc outside at 31 degrees, doing tasting notes and working on my stuff. And after all the love from the birthday and all that, I felt so freaking good to be out there and to do what we love. Taste wine, reviewing wine, planning our next next couple months of feature and our events. So yeah, that was my afternoon this afternoon. And it was absolutely fantastic. So Mira, what are we going to talk today? We're here to talk about Lakeside Cellar, I believe, right?
Yes, we are, but also some other fun things. So we were on the Naramata Bench this week. So after we chat Lakeside, let's chat a little bit about Naramata Bench. I think that theme today is like secret hidden gems. Things that are right beneath our nose that we don't even know about in terms of the wine world, and some really good stuff. So Lakeside, I mean, if we start with Lakeside, we discovered these guys a couple of years ago. And they've been a member favorite right from the start. They were started by a family that's been well established in the wine industry here for a while. They bought old vines, a lot on the lakeshore there in Osoyoos. And Randy and Danielle, Ricky and Danielle. Ricky's a winemaker, and Danielle works at the winery. So they run the winery, and they've been making some really great wines, like very experienced family in the winemaking world here. Great value.
There you go. That's where I was going. Like, Ricky's been so known in the world of growing. He is basically a farmer. Him and his family, his family back to like almost, I think, 80 years ago. His family has been growing, farming, and orchard fruit in the Okanagan for forever. And Ricky had the the balls had the courage to say, you know what, let's rip some of our orchard fruit that the family's been taking care of for generation, and let's build a winery. I want to grow grapes. I want to make wines, and we're going to do that. So they had some really, like you mentioned, very established vineyard also that they bought by Lakeshore in Australia. 20, almost 30 years old Cabernet Sauvignon, almost 30 years old Sauvignon Blanc. And so these makes like fantastic old vines wine, but also planted some really innovative and modern style wine that they're making, but like with grapes like Cinsault, grapes like Orange Muscat, obviously working with also Semillon because they had so many good Sauvignon Blanc. So Semillon, Sauvignon, now they're making their white Bordeaux blend. So their portfolio has evolved, but they also, that's why they became such member favorite, because of the value. Like we always struggle to find these outstanding BC producers where they're still offering that under $25 wines or that over delivering wine. And we got that like so bang on with Lakeside, especially with their reds. You know, their whites are fantastic. Their whites are $22 a white. They're great, but when we talk about big reds, we talk about juicy, fruity, new world, like ripe fruit. This is a Soyuz in a nutshell. But usually the price point of these wines now these days are $35, $40, $45 at the starting point. Like we don't hear about Syrahs at $26 anymore. We don't hear old vine Cabernet Sauvignon at $28 anymore. But yeah, you know what? We get that with Lakeside, and let's start right out of the gate by a 93 points, $26 Syrah. Yeah, we have to talk about that right out of the gate because this freaking wine absolutely blew our socks off.
Yeah, totally. And I'm just looking because you were down at the winery recently, and
I sure was. They're finishing.
There's that.
Yeah, and they're just finishing the tasting room. So I focused my the pictures on the little of the vineyard, but yeah, they're finishing the last touches on the tasting room.
Okay, so when I say they're a hidden gem, right, and that's why I think they still have such incredible value. They're just getting established and we get to benefit from that price wise. Look at this. So this was their old tasting room. Okay. This is where you used to be. Now they just reopened, or they just opened the new one, what, a month ago?
Yeah,
but the exactly. Old one, like, look at this. This is why this was the best kept secret, because it was actually, the tasting room was right in their storage facility. So you'd never know unless you know. Okay. So that's like where you'd go. It was pretty cool. It was really cool. Yeah. But if you don't know that their wines are fantastic, you might drive by that place. So the new tasting room is right off of Lakeshore Drive, right? Like it's right across from the lake, a little more prominent.
Across from the lake. Yeah.
Prominent location. And we don't have still kind of under construction leading up to it in terms of there wasn't a sign, right, Carl? But there is in the tasting room. You can get a little glimpse here what Carl did the other day here.
Yeah, exactly. So the sign is not up, and the landscaping is not completely done, but the tasting room is up and running. The staff are really excited to get people over, and it's taking shape right now. And like right behind that window, you'll see there's a large tasting table for like group like 8 to 12, like right behind these windows. And they're well set up, like beautiful new space there. And like they are making some, like, I can't wait for these, like, oh, do we really want everyone knew about them? Maybe not. Maybe we want to keep it as our little Carl's Wine Club hidden gem, but no, they really deserve, because the winemaking is off the chart. As much as sometimes we kind of bash a little bit on the Jason Parks, like the whole empire of the hatch and their whole like branding and all that. Jason Park has built a style of winemaking. He definitely has skills. He built a style for like what he teaches, and he took Ricky under his wing for his first 3-4 years of winemaking. So Ricky learned from Jason Parks, and like how Jason knows very well the fruit from the South Okanagan, and so obviously he knows like a lot about Syrahs, a lot about the big wines. And so Ricky took this style a little bit, but a little bit more finesse, a little bit more precision. And he's operating his own vineyard, his own old vines with such a style now that it's really cool to see. And a $26 Syrah. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So, okay, let's backtrack a year. Okay, last year we did a feature early in the summer, and I got a bunch of I think it was like late May, and the Syrah 2018 Syrah was not out yet and I tasted it. I gave it a 92 points, and I was like, my God, this Syrah has such potential. We're starting the feature, and the day that we're starting the feature, the All-Canadian result, the result from the All-Canadian Wine Awards are coming out, and that 2018 Lakeside Syrah wins double gold. Best Syrah in Canada. Yeah, like boom. I was like, holy shit. Are you kidding me? So this year, we're pretty much in the same time of the year where we're doing the offer, and I taste the 2019, completely forgetting about what happened a year ago. And I'm starting to taste that 2019 Syrah. And for people who start to listen to us, I have a sweet spot for 2019 vintage. I really like 19, and I make all excited because there's the 2019 Syrah just released, 2019 Cap Sauv, and all of the whole 9 yards. So I'm geeking out on these 2019, and I'm like, this Syrah is freaking fantastic. So, and I'm just like, without thinking about the previous vintage, and I give this wine 93 points. During the weekend, we backtrack and we started to realize, geez, this is the wine who won double gold last year. And so that 2019, I scored the 2019 even 1 point higher than what I gave the other one last year. So pretty good.
Yeah, tells you something. It's still $26, which is crazy. So yeah, get those while you can. I'm pretty sure those ones will sell out.
And well, guess what? There's 260 cases of that. So this
I remember last summer we did a Syrah pack at the end of the summer. If you remember that, it was like Carl's top 6 BC Syrahs. This was in it, I believe. Was it? Might have been. We'll have to check. But I just remember at the end of the summer, point is that it was pretty much sold out. And we either couldn't include it or we had just the last couple cases. I can't remember exactly, but still, point being, that's going to probably sell out in the next few months. So if you
the way that this offer has started this week, I mean, geez, people are ordering it by the cases. So yes, but yeah, it was without before I remember that the 2018 won double gold last year and how the whole thing unfolded. And yeah, last week I gave it a 93 points, and it was good last Wednesday. We tasted it live last Wednesday. It was great, even better the day after and the day after. And this wine is aging. When this wine opens up, it gets even better. So really, for $26, I was so freaking excited. So I would like to have more today, but this bottle is long gone. We went through it until the last drop, and we truly enjoyed it. It almost remind me a little bit of the hype that we had with the Maverick Syrah, with the 2019, the bush vines a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like we got so excited, and the members went absolutely bunkers banana on
That
it.
was also a 19 that was so special, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
19,
exactly.
there's a
And
lot of specials.
and Lakeside aged their wine for 24 months in oak before release. So this is the 19 is the current release, just like and just released. So that's what is cool with Lakeside. I like that they hold on to their wines a little longer than other wineries. So the wines have already aged more in barrel. So get bolder, bigger, and a little bit more of that modern, juicy style that we're known that like they're known for. So yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the rock star. That's definitely no brainer. That's the rock star of the pack. This is like I mentioned in my tasting notes. That's probably the best QPR. Like I mean, like it's the best quality price ratio Syrah that you can find. Like I said, $26 for that quality. It's hard to believe, right? So yeah, this is it. Also, I got that stupid fly bugging me here.
You got a fly up there? Sorry.
So that's the rock star of the pack, no doubt, no brainer. But there's also a few other wines that it is very worth mentioning, okay? Because I want to talk about, let's stay with the reds for a few minutes. There is like maybe another 10 cases of Cabernet Sauvignon left at the winery. Like there was very little from the 2019 vintage.
We had to ask really nicely to have this one included.
This one was not supposed to be. And because we asked really nicely, beg a little bit over and over again, that finally is okay, fine. But we barely don't have any left. So I'm almost at 92 points with that Cabernet Sauvignon, 100% Cab Sauv, old vines, 24 months in oak. This is not super full body. This is more of a medium plus. And there's a bright spark of freshness and herbs and acidity and mint after
at the end. I remember that.
Absolutely, like the after it, that chocolate minty who pops after the mid palate, after you hit the classic licorice, black cherry, blackberry, black currant. You know that these classic notes of Cabernet Sauvignon. But there's that pop of minty dark chocolate and that black cracked pepper after on the finish. So $28, guys, get on your computer. Look for Cabernet Sauvignon. The price of the Cab Sauv are now like much more, especially at that quality. So $28, it is like that gives me an extra half a point on my scale because the value is absolutely outstanding. So this is worth noted because there's very, very, very little left. I can go through all of them, but like the Portage Red, Portage Red for 24 under $25. I mean, 91 points. It's a barbecue wine. You're looking to stock up on the barbecue wine. This is the one to go with. So I really like how juicy it is, and I like the spice and all of that. Oh, talking about spice, I think I forgot about the Syrah. This is the spice on the finish and the Syrah. That's like, because sometimes we have our like lots of members, like we have Syrah fanatic in the membership, right? And lots of them like a big spicy Syrah. And this one, that's exactly the biggest feature, especially on the finish. It's the spice, the box of spice at the end of that Syrah is crazy. And so yeah, white. The fun part is we have some new stuff in the sense that we've never featured an orange muscat before. You know, we had that classic Moscato Tonel that we feature from Hillside Estate from the Naramata Bench, but we never had an orange Muscat. Just so you know, yes.
Well, I have to say, like when I first heard that, not knowing a whole ton about wine like Carl does, I was like, does that mean it's an orange wine? And it's not, right? Orange
No, it's
Muscat
not.
is a varietal.
It is a varietal on its own. Muscat, it's the family of a grape varietal, and there's over 200 iteration, like 200 different little varietal of under the mother Muscat. There's over 200 different type of Muscat, and my Muscat d'Alexandria, Muscat Otena, Orange Muscat. There's like, yeah, so different clones. There's so many different version of it, and this is a very popular one, especially in Europe, the Orange Muscat. This one is made bone dry. There's a bunch of like grassiness, minerality, but also a nice zippy, citrusy with a little bit of orchard fruit right in there, just to soften up the whole thing. So when we talk about a summer explosion, a summer feel of wine, like this is one of the great one that we can find. 90 points. I know 89 plus. I really enjoyed it. This is the first time ever that they released their 100% orange muscat. It's the first version, the first release, and I'm excited to see the progression of these wines over the next few years.
Totally, totally. And they have another one that was a first last summer and a big hit. And it's one of the only wineries that I think even has Saint-So and that produces 100% Saint-So rosé. I'm pretty sure they were the first in Canada to do 100% Saint-So rosé. Is that right?
You're absolutely right, Mira. So Saint-So, let's get back all the way down to Provence of Bandol appellation in the south of France. Saint-So is king down there, and a very vigorous type of grape, early ripener, something that we don't see here in the Okanagan. But geez, I think 3 years ago or 4 years ago, they planted 2.5 acres of Saint-So down in Osoyoos, and last year we had that first release ever of their 100% Saint-So. Now it's the second one. This is a little different than last year. Not because last year he made it to my top 6 rosé. Absolutely. Yeah. This year it's drier. This year it's a little bit more austere. This year it's a little bit more crunchy, a little bit more, there's more bite to it, more depth. But yeah, bone dry, something like so. I give it an 89 points. But if you want to look for something really, really food friendly, because this will cut through pretty much everything you can think of. So it's austere, it's bitey, it's full of energy, full of personality. So
and
yeah,
it's interesting. It's one of those that, like, if you're having rosé, and if you do 2 or 3 rosés for the night, this one is very different, and it's a
absolutely,
so
it's absolutely. So yeah, so that's the Saint-So, and there's also a 90 points Semillon Sauvignon Blanc that I really enjoy from the texture purposes. Like there's a beautiful creamy texture to it. Like we'll look at like if you want to eat a nice grilled fish or something on the barbecue, like this white wine, top notch. This is the white Bordeaux blend. Yeah, really, really well made. I really enjoyed that wine. So yeah, this is our lineup this week. Fantastic value, great big reds, and lots of fun to discover these wines.
Totally. I love it.
Daryl, good evening. So I'm just watching your comments here. So you're just watching the NHL draft. I bet that that little kid Bedard went first. And yeah, I can't wait to rewatch a little bit. I want to see the top 10 pick, who goes where. But always an exciting night in the world of hockey. That's the night, the NHL entry draft night tonight. So Carl's Wine Club competing with the major events.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, let's go over to the Naramata Bench and fill you guys in just real quick on a few other gems we've discovered recently. These may or may not show up as a feature in the near or farther future. We're booking up well into December now. I think for different wineries we want to feature, but we want to just share them as they come up, because if you're coming out to the Okanagan, I mean, call us. We'd love to see you, but also these might be ones to stop by, right? So we had an incredible time this last week going to 2 wineries on the Naramata Bench.
absolutely.
Because I mean, if we go, that like 2 or 3 is the max we can do in a day. If you're meeting the winemaker, you're walking around with the team, you're seeing the vineyards, you're getting behind the scenes, you're doing all kinds of fun things. That's how it is when we're wine touring. It's not a stop and taste and run, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, our first stop was a winery we've heard a lot about, but we haven't been to, Howling Bluff, right? Luke Smith, I believe, is the
Luke
owner.
Smith, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Pretty cool story behind that winery.
yeah, so he and his family established this back in 2004 on the bench. So pretty early starters. And we went there really not expecting a ton, right, Carl? Like we weren't expecting a ton, and we were totally blown away. One, by the wines. The wines were fantastic, but also Luke had, like, he took such time with us, and it was it's a bit of what you see when you come up to it. And then we met Luke. Sorry, turn this off. We met Luke, and we were just totally blown away by his hospitality. He spent so much time with us. He was so fun to be with, shared so much knowledge, and
Well, that's the whole thing, right? It's not about, often it's about the passion, it's about the story behind. I always said, like, half of the pleasure of what we do, yes, it's okay, it's finding great wine, but the other part is to discover discover the stories behind the wines, right? Every wine has a story waiting to be told, and this is part of it. And like Howling Bluff, absolutely no difference. There's such a great story behind it. And Luke, the way he started with the whole mentality that if I raise my kids on this piece of land, I'm not going to use pesticide. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be organic just for the fact to be organic. I'm going to be organic because I believe that it's the right thing to do, because we live here, we raise our kids here. And now he is 100% energy. How do you call that, Mira? Help me here to find.
Oh my God, yes, this was incredible. He is almost, or is, energy neutral. Like sometimes he can sell back energy to the grid,
Yeah.
and it's a thing in that little area. What I love about what Luke talked about was, he said it's not enough to just be a fantastic world-class winery and be surrounded by mediocre wineries. You can't really do that. So he's really big on collaboration, on kind of the tide rising all the boats, and he's so neighborly. So he's collaborated with all the neighbors so that they all work together, that they're not only all working on organic, but also all working on being sustainable. Not necessarily, like, he's a farmer, okay? He's not being sustainable because it's a trend or because anything else. He's just saying, hey, I got 4 kids. I raised them here. You look in the ingredients on some of this crap people put on their land, I don't want my kids near that, right? Like it just says, may cause birth defects and all kinds of crazy things if you go near it for 2 weeks after applying. So he didn't do that from the get-go in 2004. And Carl, I think we lost you. You should come downstairs.
Oh, okay, because I lost you earlier, so I don't know if you
Yeah.
can hear me now.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think it's your connection up there. Yeah. So yeah, super sustainable. We talked to him interestingly about Adnan Icel, who's doing something similar with geothermal energy at his winery out in Niagara. So hopefully we'll connect those guys. Maybe at some point we'll do a Wine Wednesday with all the winery owners who are implementing.
Yeah, energy neutral. And I know like what something with Luke is like now everything he does, it's about like electric lawnmower. Now he's waiting for his tractor. Like he ordered an electric tractor from the States. He does so he's completely fossil fuel. He eliminated all the fossil fuel of all of his operation.
So a lot of solar panels. Yeah. And they're also doing some other fun things. So we met his son. Was it Daniel?
Daniel, you're right.
Yes, his son Daniel, very passionate and working on the winery with Dad. And his son has built kind of a little pond, and they're using the fish excrement, for lack of a better word.
The fish poop.
As a fertilizer, because again, this is known to have such amazing qualities for fertilizing. So really great way to do it and prevent having to put chemicals on the land, right? So
yeah, exactly. So really cool. And we tasted so Luke makes really good Pinot Noir, especially like we've tasted some Pinot Noir with him. They are fantastic. We tasted Sauvignon Blanc with him. We tasted also two of his port, because Daniel, his son, took over a port program. So a fortified wine that this is his project, and it's really cool stuff. But Luke at the Howling Bluff makes 3 different single vineyard Pinot Noir. Really good Pinots. I can't wait to share more with you. And also, that's what's in my glass here. This is the Sincera. So 85% Merlot, 15% Petit Verdot. This wine screams meat. But it's still fresh, but it's like that. It's Merlot Petit Verdot, right? You can expect grippy. You can expect it's the scream meat. You want a big piece of meat with that. So, and he was kind enough to gift us the bottle when we were there, and we definitely had that with some of our steaks last night. And it's still, after almost a week being open, this wine still thrive in the glass.
Yeah, it's a beauty. So that was an exciting find. We're like, wow, way beyond what we were expecting, right? We weren't expecting much. I can't remember exactly what the premise of our visit was. I think it was just to pick up 1 or 2 bottles or something, and we didn't even know.
No, it's before I left for my trip to Singapore. We were kind of in charge. And it's you know what? There's no point. I'm leaving. So how about we connect when we come back? And like you mentioned, I've never we didn't really have any expectation. Now I'll tell you, I really want to feature them. First, the story's fantastic. Luke know how to talk to people a lot, so I can't wait to have him live with us.
Yes.
And the wines are fantastic. I want to feature these 3 Pinot Noir.
Yes.
Single vineyard together. I really want to do that. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, but also like you mentioned, like the synergy with the people around and the way that they call each other and like, hey, don't wait for Carl's Wine Club. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so watch this. Okay, so we gave ourselves an hour at Howling Bluff, right? Which I thought was crazy because I've never been to a winery with Carl and spent less than an hour there. But anyway, he's like, oh no, just be a quick thing. But of course, an hour goes by and we're not anywhere near done. So here is Howling Bluff where we're sitting. And this is the view to the next winery we're supposed to go to, which is Tightrope. Okay, they're like 200 meters apart. So here's the view. That up there, that was the next winery, right? And then we're gonna be late. So Luke's like, okay, it's all good. It's all good, guys. I'll call them. They're my neighbor. I mean, normally we shout over the fence, but he's not out there right now. So I'll call them and let them know you're gonna be late.
Listen, Carl's Wine Club is gonna be late, so don't you bitch at them when they get there. They're here now talking to me and drinking real wine, all right?
Oh, it's freaking awesome! That was awesome.
They're so hilarious. They're so funny. And so then of course we went from there. We were starving at this point. It's 1 o'clock, 1:30, 1:40 or so. And yeah, look at that view.
Yes, baby.
Yeah. Woohoo! Good little snack in between now.
Absolutely. Thanks, it was only 200 meters.
So that was the charcuterie from Howling Bluff, which was awesome. Carl, I heard you trying to talk. You were on mute.
Was it? Okay. Well, I was just talking about the little snack in between, so that's what I was talking about.
Delicious, delicious. Yeah, and then we got to
Tightrope. I'm pretty excited for Tightrope. I've been waiting for a couple years now. Graham O'Rourke and Lindsay are like somehow really, really well known in the BC wine industry, not because of their high profile or anything, but because they are a wealth of knowledge. Graham is one of the most sought after grower in the whole Okanagan Valley. And just so you know, like, okay, for me, the gold standard for growers and vignerons, it's Richard De Silva. When we talk about De Silva wines and we talk about the De Silva family and the knowledge they have from the Okanagan Valley, Richard De Silva always come at the top to me in my mind. And when Richard described Graham O'Rourke being probably the best grower in the valley, that means a lot. Yeah. So anyway, so we had the really chance.
So we went through and tasted quite a few of their wines, and there were some interesting surprises. Hey, Carl, like one of the things we're doing coming up July 9th, next Sunday, is our rosé report. We've gathered at least 40 rosés we'll taste live. Plus, there's going to be like 20 more.
Mira, I have news for you. We're going to blow the number 40 out of the water.
Do you think so?
Oh yeah, I can tell you.
Yeah.
There's going to be much more than 40 rosés in that live marathon. Like you guys know, from now, like do I still cut off or?
No, you're good.
Okay. So like remember like these Chardonnay, like we're gonna do it big time, and we're gonna release after that a full report of all the rosés we've tasted this year. So we're really looking forward to it. But I think where Mira was going with that is at Tightrope. We've tasted a rosé. Oh yeah, there you go. This one. Something. There's already some names that I know is going to be part of my top 6 this year. I know already that Black Market blew my socks off. I know already that, obviously, Seven Direction, the Tractor and Vines is one of the top, probably the top. This one, Tightrope. This is 95% Pinot Noir and 5% Barbera of 96.4. With Barbera. This rosé, now I can't wait to open one during our rosé marathon, but this is the shit. I love that a lot.
Yeah, that was awesome. And we tasted some other really interesting wines. I mean,
Their Merlot,
yeah,
their Merlot was fantastic. Their Syrah,
yeah,
nearby you downstairs, Mira. I couple years ago I bought a large format of the 19 Syrah for Mira, from Tightrope, and now they're on the 2020 vintage, and we have reserved a couple cases of it for our later this year feature, because I can tell you we're going to feature Tightrope before the end of the year, and we are really excited for that lineup. That is for sure.
yes. And we're saying reserve because a lot of times by the time it's November, a lot of these ones are sold out. So we're telling people put some aside for our members, because even if they've been sold out for months, we want to have access, right? Yeah. And then we also tasted some of their slackline wines, which we've never tasted before. And this is like their sort of more value proposition. And we were pretty impressed with those too, at kind of under 25, all of them. And really great value there too. So
Absolutely.
awesome stuff. It was so great to see you guys.
It was
We
fun. So we had a great trip, and we could have stopped like maybe another like 10, 15 other places on the bench. Every time we go there, every time we drive by the bench, we're like, oh my God, we need to stop there. We need to stop there. We need to stop there. Oh, there's so many places that we have never been. And yeah, there's a wealth, such a wealth of wineries on the bench. We're going to discover very soon as well, for the first time, La Friends, where I'm expecting some samples from the Rosé report. Some of the new release from Upper Bench, the new release from Moraine, the new release from Red Rooster, Tightrope, Hauling Bluff, Hillside. We're going to taste all of these new rosés from the bench during our live marathon. So yeah, you better tune in on Sunday, July the 9th. It's going to be an epic evening.
Yeah, it's a great day, July 9th. It's a Sunday afternoon. We start at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. Just if you needed a reason to crack some great rosé, that's the day to do it. And then just pop in and out of our live and learn a little bit more. Hear winemakers who are passionate about rosé talk about it. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to learn a lot. And we're going to get down to, what's rosé like in Canada right now. I'm pretty sure we're the only ones that we're going to end up having about 60 rosés in our report for this summer.
Yeah, at least.
I don't know of anybody else who does a rosé report on Canadian wine like that. So we will get some really interesting insights from across the country.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And that is preceding this bad boy, which is the historic rosé vertical. 12 years of the same winemaker's Pinot Noir rosé, one of the best in the country, to see how it's aged over 12 years. Rosé traditionally is not supposed to age, but these ones do because they're so well made. And we're so excited for that event with about 18 members here right at our place on the lake in the Okanagan. And we'll report back to you guys with everything we've learned from that.
Absolutely. And what else? Oh yeah, maybe I forgot to talk about, but we always like Maverick around here, right? We like Maverick for their Bush Vine Syrah. We like Maverick for their Rubius. We like Maverick for their rosés. Also, Maverick does a white Pinot Noir.
White Pinot Noir.
White Pinot Noir. So I just tasted that a couple of days ago. I gave it a 90 points. This is such a fun wine to taste, and it's such a fun wine to discover. It's a rich white wine. It's a Pinot Noir made white, made like a white wine. It is really fun. You need to try that. Very, very, very small batch, small quantity, but heads up, Maverick does something pretty fun, and it's worth it. I'm going to post the tasting notes in the next couple of days, but it's another wine that we had the chance to taste, in the last couple days that are pretty good. So
I
so
think
yeah.
this is what you brought me last night when I was cooking up on the barbecue for your birthday. There I am. So that's what I love about this guy here. Being married to Carl of Carl's Wine Club, you know, you're working hard, you're cooking at the barbecue or whatever. This guy brings you wine. It's like the nicest thing, guys. If you want to do something nice for someone that likes wine, bring them a glass unsolicited while they're doing something. It's fantastic. So lots of fun. I do want to mention one last quick thing. Here where I'm sitting, I have 5 boxes of 6 Gabriel glasses left. We posted about this earlier this week. We had a small amount of these stemless Gabriel glasses available. Great for summer, great for patios. Personally, I don't like stemless, but they are a gorgeous accompaniment to, if you have the Gabriel glass, to have your like stemless water glass next to it. That's what I like. So yeah.
You know what? I don't mind stemless. I don't want these stemless for summer, especially outside. You know what? They're growing on me. The shapes are fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. They're really growing on me.
The base is wide like the Gabriel glass, which is great for flavors and aromas, but also makes it very sturdy. So it's not a glass you're going to tip over easily. So that's why I love it.
Yeah. Get a box open.
I got 5 of them. They're $99.95, I think, including tax, including shipping, everything. Less than $100 for 6 of these gorgeous Austrian crystal glasses. They're like tested to maintain clarity in the dishwasher for over 1,000 washes. Thin, beautiful lip. I just love these. And they're
fantastic.
A way to upscale your wine night and have even the water glasses match your Gabriel glasses.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
And I'll post the link in the comments for that one. So it was great to see you guys.
But before you post the link for the Gabriel glasses, let's just quick recap, because my other wine that I have here, it's the Provenir. The 2018 just got released for Lakeside Provenir. This is 34% Cab Sauv, 34 Merlot, 33 Sauv, 33 Franc. So the classic the three big ones split, but this is big, bold, and juicy. I really like that. This is close to a 92 points. The nose is expressive. This is a fun, big boy wine. Really, like, there's tannin into that. It's juicy, but there's a bright acid too. So that's going to last at least 10 years. So it's Lakeside year. It's Lakeside week. The Provenir is great, but we have the Rockstar 93 points Syrah, and for only $26. So Lakeside value wine, fantastic winery from Osoyoos. If you like big bold reds, this is your week to stock up on barbecue wines and big and juicy wines. There you go. So here we are. I think that we're gonna go pick up the other one, the kids at track. Do we have anything else to talk about, Mira? I know there's a ton. We're gonna have there's a lot more to talk about, but yeah.
Well, we'll let everyone get back. So is the draft happening tonight? Is that the thing?
Yeah. It's the NHL draft. It's the hockey National Hockey League draft. So obviously it's nothing like the NFL draft, but still, right? It's our national sports. We all knew who's going to go first. That little Connor Bedard is an absolute phenomenon. So we all know that he's going to go first. But the rest of the draft has to be interesting. But yes, Elizabeth, Lakeside, one of our hidden gem in British Columbia. And this is what we're featuring this week. So Canadian wine lovers.
Yeah, but Carl, what's our teaser for the next couple of weeks? So next week, no feature. We're taking a week off. After that, it is
Ontario, $140 for a 6-pack. Tax in. A double gold Gamay, one of the best sparkling in the whole country. the best rosé vin gris gamay, Merlot, Cab Merlot. So can you tell? Can you tell? This is our 13th Street, 13th Street Winery, one of our favorites. So we also gonna have, I believe, a Riesling and a Chardonnay. So 13th Street's coming in 2 weeks. After that, we are gonna do some South Okanagan. Yes, you got it, Daryl. You absolutely got it. The new Gamay 2021, who just won Best Wine in Ontario. So coming up in that feature, and after that, we're going to do something from Oliver, the Valley Common. So Valley Common is a winery at the Wine Village. We're also going to do something with Mark Simpson, one of our friends from the south of the Okanagan as well, formerly from, I don't know if anyway, so a new vineyard who just opened in Osoyoos. It's called Mythology Vineyard, the old Sonora Desert Winery. So we're going to do something new with them as well. So a lot of new stuff coming up later in the summer, but 13th Street's coming up very soon.
Yes, as are the Tasting Notes Archive. And a special gift for those of you that have been waiting, especially for this, for quite a while now. So coming soon, and we will see you guys again very soon. Cheers, Canadian wine lovers. Have a great night.
Have a great night. Cheers.